For a moment, Tessa simply stared at the key, her mind racing. This had to be what the woman in the mirror was talking about. The key to escape. But escape from what? The mansion. The evil entity that haunted it. Or something even more sinister? She didn't have time to ponder the questions further. The sound of footsteps echoed from the staircase behind her, heavy and deliberate, as if someone or something was slowly making its way up to the attic. The sound sent a jolt of fear through Tessa, and she quickly pocketed the key before spinning around to face the door. The footsteps grew louder, and Tessa could see the faint outline of a shadow moving just beyond the threshold. Her flashlight flickered, casting erratic beams of light across the attic as her heart raced. Whatever was coming, she knew she couldn't face it alone. With a burst of adrenaline, Tessa darted toward the staircase, her movements quick and silent. She reached the top of the stairs just as the shadowy figure appeared in the doorway. For a split second, she caught a glimpse of it in inhuman shape, twisted and wrong, with eyes that glowed like embers in the darkness. Tessa didn't wait to see more. She bolted down the stairs, taking them two at a time, her breath coming in ragged gasps as she fled from the attic. She could hear the figure behind her, its footsteps quickening as it pursued her through the narrow corridor. She reached the bottom of the stairs and sprinted down the hallway, desperately searching for the others. Her heart pounded in her ears, drowning out the sounds of the mansion around her, but she forced herself to focus. She had to find her friends, she had to warn them about the key, about the creature that was chasing her. As she rounded a corner, Tessa nearly collided with Jake, who had just emerged from a room on the first floor. His eyes widened in surprise as he caught her by the shoulders, steadying her as she stumbled. "Tessa, what's wrong?" he asked, his voice laced with concern. "There's something fucking up there," Tessa gasped, her words tumbling out in a rush. "I found a key, but there's a creature, it's chasing me." Before she could finish, a low, guttural growl echoed from the corridor behind her. Jake's expression hardened, and he quickly pulled Tessa behind him, his flashlight raised as he turned to face whatever was coming. But the corridor was empty. The shadows that had seemed so menacing moments before were now still, and the growl had faded into an eerie silence. Tessa and Jake exchanged a tense glance, both of them acutely aware that the danger hadn't passed, it had simply retreated, biding its time. "We need to find the others," Jake said, his voice steady despite the tension in his posture. "We need to get out of here." Tessa nodded, her heart still racing. She followed Jake as they made their way through the mansion, their flashlights cutting through the darkness as they searched for Emma and Ryan. They found the two huddled together near the entrance hall, their faces pale and drawn. It was clear that they had experienced something terrifying as well. "Tessa, thank God you're okay. We were starting to worry." "We need to get out of here," Tessa said urgently, her hand instinctively clutching the key in her pocket. "I found a key, but there's something else in this house. Something dangerous." Ryan's brow furrowed in thought. "A key? Do you think it could be a way out?" "I don't know," Tessa admitted, her voice trembling slightly. "But it has to mean something. We need to find where it fits." Jake glanced around the darkened hall, his expression tense. "Whatever we do, we need to stick together from now on. Splitting up was a mistake." They all nodded in agreement, the fear of being separated again weighing heavily on their minds. Together, they set off to explore the mansion, their flashlights casting long, eerie shadows on the walls as they moved through the twisting corridors. The mansion seemed even more ominous now, as if it was aware of their intentions and was actively working to thwart them. The walls creaked and groaned, and the floorboards shifted beneath their feet, making every step feel like a perilous journey into the unknown. As they ventured deeper into the mansion, they came across a door that seemed different from the others. It was larger, more ornate, with intricate carvings that were similar to those on the box Tessa had found in the attic. The door radiated a cold, dark energy that made them all hesitate, but they knew they had to investigate. Tessa pulled out the key and approached the door, her heart pounding in her chest. The others gathered around her, their flashlights trained on the lock as she slowly inserted the key. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a soft click, the door unlocked, swinging open with a groan that echoed through the empty halls. Beyond the door was a spiral staircase leading down into the depths of the mansion. The air that wafted up from below was cold and damp, carrying with it the scent of earth and decay. Tessa glanced back at her friends, her expression serious. This has to be it the way out. But whatever's down there, we have to face it together. They all nodded, though the fear in their eyes was unmistakable. With a deep breath, Tessa led the way, descending the staircase into the darkness below.